Put your money intact, put your money intact. Invest and show that your money come back. Put your money intact, put your money intact. Invest and show that your money come back. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack. One child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack. Become financially free. Join the abundance community, diaspora city. Yeah, we got global accessibility. Your future, your currency. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack. One child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack. Become financially free. Join the Abundance Community Diaspora City. Contact our website or social media for more info. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack. One child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack.
Okay. Good day to all of you. For some of you all, it's evening, it's nighttime, so good night to you. I want to welcome all of you again to this training. I want to let you know how much I appreciate all of you. And I want to thank you for your patience as we await with a bated breath, I would like to say, for the launch of the exchange. So thank you all of you for coming to this training. Today, we have a really important training, especially as we are going into the launch and we need to know about trading. So the title of our training today is The Psychology of Cryptocurrency Trading. And our trainer today, our facilitator, is Mr. Daniel O. DNero. Mr. DNero is the National Executive Coordinator for the Ivory Coast. And I'm so grateful to you, Mr. DNero, for saying yes to doing this training. I have always been so appreciative of you when you answer some of the questions that people have asked in previous trainings. I am grateful for you, and I see how knowledgeable you are. And I thank you for all the really intelligible answers that you have given in the past. And so I must tell you that I'm very excited to hear you speak today on this very important topic, the psychology of cryptocurrency trading. And so I am really ready to hand over to you. Welcome to the house, Mr. DNero. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Ma. I so much appreciate. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate everyone in the house. Good morning, good evening from wherever you are. I so much appreciate Dr. Delia. I appreciate you so much for this opportunity. I really do appreciate. We'll be looking at the psychology of cryptocurrency trading. And we have to start by, knowing what crypto really means and looking at the psychology of cryptocurrency trading. We understand that cryptocurrency trading involves unique psychological challenges due to its volatile in nature. In the crypto industry, there are so many risks that involves, so many do and don't that we all need to know about. When we talk about the volatile nature, we're also looking about the risk and the lacks of centralized control. In understanding the psychology behind trading, it can help traders navigate the emotional potholes and makes a better decision when trading in any exchanges. And we also need to understand that in cryptocurrency, when trading, there are so many things we need to consider, and there are so many factors that we need to look into. We need to look into fear and greed. We also need to look into overconfidence. We should not be too overconfident. That's another thing. So looking at fear and greed, in the crypto industry, there are so many ways you can lose money and there are so many ways you can make profits. So we'll first look at greed, the aspect of greed in cryptocurrency.
We lost you, Mr. DNero. Are you still there? It must be his network. Is it only me? Can the rest of you hear him?
No, we lost him.
No, no.
Okay. Okay, let's wait. Let's wait to see if he will come back on. It must be the network. And you are muted, Mr. DNero, as well.
Hello.
Okay, we can hear you now. Okay, we lost you when you said, let's look at greed.
Oh, all right. Sorry, this is my network. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Go ahead.
So when we are looking at greed in as one of the factors that we can look into in the crypto industry during trading, we also need to understand that in this aspect, traders often seek quick, substantial profit in, when this can also affect you is mostly is when you are so eager and you just want to seek quick substantial profit, and it can also lead you to impulsive decisions like over when you have over leveraging or holding onto a position for too long, just like holding on when you maybe like there are some persons when during their trading aspect, when they start having profits, they will just they will be believing that that profit should exceed what their expectation is, instead of them to be taking profit from the trade as they keep increasing. But some will want to hold it for so long, expecting that maybe from $1, maybe the profit of $1 it will go to $10. From that $10 profit it will go to $50. From that $50 they are expecting it to reach $1,000, of profit. And at that moment, the market can go down at any time. Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go
So,
ahead.
so at that moment, the market can go down at any time. So instead of having that greed in you, instead of you to take the little profit you have, they will just have to, like it happens to me. It happens to me when I started trading also. I remember when I started, it was like when I start the market, I discovered I was having profit. At that stage when I was having profit, I keep having hope that that profit should come more. There's that joy, that emotional feeling that you always be feeling that this thing is increasing. Let me just wait small. Let me hold on and calm a little. Maybe it will it will still add up. That then instead of me to take that profit at that moment, at least even though it's to be cutting off the profit and be taking out of the profit a little, some persons may just want to just hold on to it and expect it to go higher more, and at that stage they might possibly lose their profit. and end up in loss. Also, we also look into fear. Fear of missing out is another thing. The fear of missing out. In this aspect, there's that anxiety, that anxiety. Sometimes that anxiety always comes in of that fear, that anxiety of missing out always comes in on every lucrative trade. And all those trades can lead to poor decision making, such as buying into pumps or hypes without analysis. Because before you go into trading, you need to make sure you make your analysis, make your research about that coin that you are going into. If possible, try to know about the coin. Try to make analysis about the coin. Don't just follow hypes. Because in this industry these days, there are so many hypes in many coins that, and sometimes when some person just see the blue, or should I say the blue or the green, just pop up when you just see a little bullish trend, they'll just jump in without making analysis or checking or making their own personal research about that coin before going into the market. And it's very, very dangerous. That aspect, you can also lose funds, you can lose money. So in trading, you don't need to put fear. You don't need to put fear when trading. You need to calm yourself. And you don't need to have overconfidence in yourself, believing that you know it all. And you don't need to feel that this coin will not go down or you will not have loss. You don't need to have that overconfidence, because overconfidence, just like in every success in one or two trade, it can lead to overconfidence. Because when you start having success in some trades, there are sometimes when you start having success in some trades, there's that confidence that will start coming into you, that you know it, you know the market very well. You feel okay, you know you can trade very well, so you cannot lose. So we need to take that spirit of overconfidence in us and just look at the market and the system like we are still learning, because it's everyday learning. Nobody is perfect. The market can change in every single seconds. So we need to study to understand the system and understand the market trend, and analyze the coin before jumping into the trade. Also, we also look into controlling impulsive trade. We must and we need to have a clear strategies and stick to it when we are going into any form of trade. There must be a laid down strategies, how we want the trade to go, how we feel the trade to go. We need to make our strategies before we go into the trade. We should not just jump into a trade and start trading, because if we do that, we can possibly lose money. And we should also avoid chasing after sudden prices of movement without proper analysis. This is very, 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 very important. We should not just chase because we see the price is moving without doing our own background check. It's very, very important. And again, we need to have patience and discipline. It is very important. You need to have patience and discipline when trading. If we don't have patience in trade and we don't have discipline in trade, we'll lose. Because there are sometimes we need to wait and see how the market moves. And there are sometimes we need to observe very well before we jump in. The crypto market is highly volatile because every successful traders wait for the right step up rather than trading impulsively. And also, discipline ensures that you follow your trade plan and risk management strategies consistently. Always follow your management, your trading plan, and your risk management strategy consistently. It is very, 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 very important to help us to manage our loss. That will help us to manage our loss. Because loss quite alright is inevitable in trading. It's normal. It's normal that in trading you have to put your mind and you need to know that you can possibly lose money at any time. So you need to hold that in your mind because loss is an inevitable trading. And the key is to limit them using stop loss. It's very important especially when you're trading in futures. You need to know how to set up your stop loss so that when you know when your trade is going at loss, your the AI system can automatically take you out of the trade and stop your trade. I, I don't know if you guys are getting me.
Yes, we're hearing you, Mr. DNero.
Yeah,
Yes, you can go ahead.
we are getting you.
Okay.
I'm making the point.
Using stop loss orders and other risk management tools is very important. You can use stop loss, you can use take to TP, take profit. Especially when you need to set all those things. If you know that okay, you just want to go into trade and take your eyes away from there, you need to set those things so that you know when to stop your trade and when to take your profit. But if you need to be on and be on the be online and monitor your trade, then you can just always set your stop loss while you move on and monitor your trade and take out profit as you go. That's my own advice. Some persons may not want to take profit while they trade. Some may just want to hold on while they gather the profit. And that one is very, very dangerous. That's part of greed also. So we should always learn when we start making profits, we should be taking out our profit from that trade and not waiting till the profit accumulates. And we should also learn to accept loss as part of the process and avoid revenge trading. Just like how a friend of mine was the day a friend of mine, after he lost some specific amount of money in trade. So there was a time he was trading. He said to himself that the money he lost yesterday, the last time, he will make sure he recover it in this present trade that he wants to trade now. And I told him, that's not the best option for you to do. Just trade as normal. Because when you put that thing that in your mind that, oh, you want to, all the losses that you had at your past trade, that you want to gain it back, on that very trade that you want to make that moment. You may end, that's part of emotion. Because if you have that emotion, that trading emotionally inside of you, it will recover to loss. It will make you to lose money. Because it's just like you are trying to revenge on the past trade that you made, that you lost. You're trying to have a revenge of it to make a profit from that trade. Because with that mentality, you have involved emotion into it, and it will bring fear inside of you. It will bring greed inside of you, and it will also bring overconfidence inside of you, and it will make you to lose funds, and that doesn't help at all. So we need to always make sure we calm ourselves when trading, or look for a quiet place, without distraction and without disturbance, you know, when trading. It's very, very important, because when you are trading, any distractions can lead, it can even make you to lose money. The moment you turn your face, you can discover that maybe that trade may just start going down. And before you talk about um going out of the market, it's just like when you did not set your stop loss or your take profit, and you want to buy, you want to sell off. Let me say you want to sell off. I don't know if anyone have experienced that. When the time you want to sell off, and you try to sell off on a specific price, is that time it will still be dropping. Or when you want to buy, or let me say you want to buy, that time it will start dropping. Or sorry, it will start going higher. The when you want to when you want to buy a specific coin at a cheaper rate, that moment it will start going higher. I don't know if anybody have experienced that also in trade. So those are some of the things we really need to look into and consider, and also need to look into the cognitive biases in trading also, like just like the confirmation bias, because there's every tendency to seek out informations that confirm your existing belief about trade. Giving undue weight to recent events such as sudden price, it speaks a lot, while ignoring long-term trend. That speaks a lot, very, 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 very much. So we all need to look into those things, because it helps us in our trade, and also helps us on our step on how we should move on with our trades. We also need to learn how to anchoring, like focusing too much. Like, there are some persons that mostly they focus too much on specific price level, like maybe like the like maybe like the previous high, and the ignoring mark, and maybe the previous high, like just like when they know that, okay, this specific price of coin went went to $1,000, the last trade, maybe went to $1,000 the last trade, and he now went down, maybe then the price now went down. And they now went into the market. They are expecting that okay, maybe this specific coin will still go higher up to that stage of that $1,000 or more higher. So they will just have that tendency to leave the coin instead of monitoring and having the good analysis on that trade and just focusing on that trade that you are trading at that moment and not looking at the past performance of that trade. They will just want to, looking at that past performance of that trade, thinking that the present trade will do better than the previous trade. And sometimes it doesn't happen that way because sometimes it even it may just be short term trade because there are sometimes some specific coin do move long term trade. There are some that just a little bit short term trade. So it just depends on how the market moves. So we should also always consider that it's very, very important. And we should always ignoring the market dynamics. Sorry. So many people ignore the market dynamics. They always ignore it because market can move high today, can move long term trade today. Tomorrow it can be short term trade. So it's always dynamic. It's not stable. It's not consistent. So it's very, very important we should take note of all this when trading to avoid us losing funds. And we should also always set a realistic goals. Setting a realistic goals is very important. It helps a lot. Set your goals and set what you know. Okay, if it's $50, if it's just $50, don't don't 50. Let me say if you are trading, just try to have if you really understand the market, try to have $50 to $100 profit. Just set it that way. The next trade you can still earn more. Then if you discover the trade is moving beyond that, and you see the market, you can just only take out profits a little bit, or you take your stop your take profit setting that you did. You can take it off. You can take it off. Then you move. Then you just let me see. Maybe you can take off your your take off profit so that you can just be taking out the profit from inside, or you just set that, or just set it. You just set a realistic profit goal that okay, you want okay, this in this trade is $50. I want to maybe $50 to $100 profit. I want. But if you have more than that, fine. But just put it in your realistic goals. That okay, you want to make profit of 50 to $100, so that your mind should not let it not move you so high that you start expecting to have more than 500 to $1,000 profits. Then you keep waiting on that trade, expecting that trade will go higher, higher, higher. It may end up start falling with speed. Because sometimes when it's going high, it goes slow. But when it's going down, it goes faster. I don't It goes faster when it's going down. So we need to also look at that. And we need to avoid exponential gains in short term. Any short time trade, we should not be expecting to have mm, too much of profit. When you make your analysis and you know that okay, this trade is just a short time trade, just be expecting a little profit from it. Put your realistic goal to be expecting little profit from it. We should also focus on consistent and mostly small profits rather than hitting that jackpot. We should always set our mind on just that small profit than looking at that big jackpot. Because if we are looking at that big jackpot, that eye of looking at that big money that we are looking at can lead us to loss. So let's think of that small profit on that, because any short time trading, just put your mind on any small profit that you get, you take it, then you wait for the next trade, then you move on. That way it will help you from stress management to help, because every high market volatile every high market volatility, it can also lead to stress. Oh, can also lead to stress and even burnout. Always take your profit. Always take your profit from trading, and also maintain a balanced lifestyle. Always maintain that balanced lifestyle, because every emotional recovery affect loss. Every emotional recovery in trading, it affect losses. We should learn from mistake instead of dwelling on them. We should always learn from mistake instead of dwelling on them. And we should always in our trade, review your trades, review your trades to identify what went wrong and how to improve on that trade the next time you go to trade. It's very, very good in that also. And every practical steps to improve the trading psychology, we need to learn that too. We need to create a trading plan to clearly identify every entry and exit and stop loss criteria before trading. We should keep a trading journey, yeah. Should always keep a trading journal, just like a journal or a document, or any book that we can keep as our record, our record in our trade, to analyze every patterns in both successful and unsuccessful trade is very, very important. And we should limit exposure. Only trade with money you can afford to lose. We should always trade with money you can afford to lose, so that you will not regret. You understand? And also, we should always use automated tools, because using an automated tools reduce emotional decision making by using bots or setting up automated trades. And we need to also understand that educating ourselves is very, very important. We need to educate ourselves very, very well before we start anything trade. We need to stay informed about market trends. and improve technical and fundamental analysis skills. Even our mental health and trading, we need to take that serious and important too. When you trade a little, you take rest, take break. I rest a little, then you continue your trade. Don't just jump from one trade. You finish a trade now. You just finish that trade, or you make a profit, or you have some loss. Instead of you having a little bit to rest on that before you go into another trade, you just have to jump into another trade. Jumping into another trade like that is not good because it will make you that and that how will I call it? That anxiousness and that of trading again to maybe you made profit and you feel okay, you want to jump into another trade so that you make more profit fast. You need rest, you need to take a little break before jumping into another trade. It helps a lot. We should avoid being glued to charts all day because there are some of us that will just be looking at that chart all day, waiting for another trade to jump into. And overanalyzing can lead to poor decisions. When you analyze trade, if you get to a time you get confused. You get confused on which trade to even go into. So overanalyzing, it leads to poor decision. So also look at the ways on to practice mindfulness or meditation. This is another technique. So this is another technique because it can help to calm your mind and improve your focus. For you to we need to practice that mindfulness or that meditation. We need to learn it because it helps. It helps sometimes. It helps most times. It helps to calm your mind and improve focus. And we also need to connect with the communities of every of those coins we are trading on. If we are going into that trade, we need to, if possible, go know about that coin that you want to trade. If possible, go to the communities, join to the communities, get informations because there are some informations that comes out in those communities that that the normal people that just went to exchange to just go and pick a random coin to trade doesn't have. In those communities, they mostly sometimes they know when the coin are going up, when it wants to rise, and mostly when it wants to go up, when it wants to rise, when it wants to go bullish. They mostly know, most of them, and sometimes they give some information, a tips on the community. But maybe someone on that just go randomly on an exchange, just see a coin, maybe just see okay, maybe this coin is just rising without even making analysis or making his own personal research about that coin, just jump into that coin, might possibly go into loss and it can possibly also go into profit. So it just depends on the information that persons have. But if you have the necessary informations and the necessary tips, it helps because when you when you hook yourself, connect to those communities, it gives you upper hand, gives you more ideas, gives you more room for informations. Because in those communities, they are discussing about trading experience with others, just like how we are now in our community now. In fact, now we always discuss about cryptocurrency, how to move forward, and our goals and achievements. Those things are very, very important when you learn in every communities you are into. You join those communities because it's very, very important so that you know how you can trade and every information that's coming, you get informed before you start going into those trade. And that's and it also provides support and perspective. Are you guys hearing me?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yes, we are getting you.
Okay. Sometimes traders may hold on to losing positions too long, hoping for a bound, you know, hoping that okay, that this trade may how will I put this in English? Maybe
Come
this
up
this
again.
maybe when the trade is maybe it's about going down, and they'll feel okay, um, that this trade is about to bounce back. So they may just hold on instead of going out of the market that moment. They'll just want to hold on a little bit, and they'll end up in loss. So instead of rather than cutting some losses and relocating capitals, I think it's just better to go out of that market. Just better. So in conclusion, mastering trading psychology is an ongoing process in cryptocurrency trading that we all need to understand and we all need to know. It's not just about making money, but it's all about maintaining a healthy and a balanced approach to trading. Thank you very much, or I want to stop here for today. Thanks for the privilege, man. I appreciate, man.
Wow. 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 Mr. DNero, I took this. Let me see. I have 4 pages of notes. You gave us so much food for thought. It's not trading is not about making money, but maintaining a healthy balance. And you spoke about we need to be emotionally ready. So these are some of the points that really struck me. Practicing mindfulness, being calm, so that we can be focused on what we are doing. Another thing you said is that we only trade with money we can afford to lose. If you know that you can afford to lose no more than 50, then we trade 50 or less. You spoke about the high volatility of the trading. You spoke about that we need, because of that high volatility, we need to be calm. We cannot be distracted. We cannot be in noisy environments where there's disturbance and where there are distractions. You spoke about setting realistic goals. I love this one. Like, if we know we are going to trade, we need to set the goals. What do we want to trade? How much can we afford to lose? You spoke about not ignoring the market dynamics. That's another one. You spoke about studying the coin community, being part of the community, knowing what the missions and the goals are, so that we can understand what that coin really is. I mean, it is so much. You spoke about compulsive beware of impulsive trading. controlling that. We have to have the clear strategies, and we need to stick to it and avoid chasing after certain prices because it looks good. You spoke about fear of missing out. You spoke about greed. You spoke about being overly confident, so much so that we make mistakes, you know? And Mr. DNero, this is just a mind opener for me. One question, I've never heard the term stop loss. What does that mean? Stop loss.
Okay, ma. Stop loss is for you to be able to stop your loss, in trading. When you are trading, there's a room for you to set your trading on a specific price for you to take off your profit to stop the trade, for you to stop that trade. So when you go beyond that specific amount that you set as your stop loss, the trade, when it gets to that stage, it will stop immediately. To go out of that, your stop loss will just like an AI settings, on on most of every exchanges, that you can automatically take you out of that trade and make you not to lose beyond that exact money that you indicated as your stop loss.
Okay, understood. Thank you, Mr. DNero. Okay, so the floor is open for questions of Mr. DNero. Any questions? If anybody's muted and they want to ask a question, just raise your hand and I will unmute you. Any questions or any comments?
Yeah.
Yes, Reverend.
Akinrami from Lagos, Nigeria. I want to appreciate our teacher, our trainer, our lecturer for the great job. It's not so easy. He has done a good job tonight. I want to thank our coordinator, everybody, Dr. Delia. My question is about the coins for trading. Coins for trading. If I want to trade with TAC, for example, how do I go about it? If I want to trade with TAC, how do I go about it? That's my question.
Okay, thank you, Reverend Gideon. Mr. DNero, do you have an answer to that? Or anybody else, any leader in the house can also answer? Yes.
Sorry, if I can get you very clearly, you said if you want to trade with TAC.
With TAC, yes. I just use that, for example, as other coins as well. If I want to trade with TAC or with other coins, how do I go about it?
It's just same process from what I explained. When you want to trade, it's just the same process, because the TAC exchange is not yet live yet for us to know all the features on the platform yet. So I believe when it comes up live, we'll still need to have some trainings on how to use the platform and how to trade with the trade with the platform.
Well
Okay.
said, Mr. DNero. Yes, because the exchange is not live. We do not know what the platform is going to look like yet, Reverend Gideon. We cannot, we have had 2 trainings on trading, on how to trade by Dr. Boaz, but the exchange was not live. We don't know what that platform is. Once we know what the platform looks like, Reverend, I will have trainings on teaching people how to trade. So don't worry about that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Yes, any other questions?
Yes.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Iwantoma was going first. After Mr. Iwantoma, it's you, Madam Tiny. Go ahead. Mr. Iwantoma, go ahead. Okay, I'm not hearing him. Madam
Maybe
Tiny,
let him unmute himself.
he's unmuted.
Hello, good evening, madam. My question is,
Yeah,
what
we
are
hear
the
you.
most common mistakes then?
Go ahead. What are the most common mistakes? I didn't hear that.
Hello. Good evening.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Pius. Somebody's speaking. Go ahead, Mr. Iwantoma.
Hello. Yeah. I'm saying, this, what are the most common mistakes that crypto traders make, and how can I avoid them?
Good question. Mr. DNero?
Yes, there are so many ways you can avoid it. Understand? When you are trading, you need to calm yourself before going into trade. You don't need to rush into the market without proper analysis, without doing your proper analysis, doing your personal research and checks before going to that market. It's very, very important. You need to take away fear from you, and you don't need to be greedy. Take away greed from you because it's very, very dangerous. Okay, don't put too much expectation of having much profit before when you are trading. Look about the analysis of that trade and know if that trade is a short time trade or a long time trade to help you also. Don't know if that answers a little.
Thank you, Mr. DeNiro. Madam Tiny?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Mr. DNero. I'm having a question based on the whole of this training. When you are talking about trading, you mentioned the word features, more especially when you're trading features. This training was or is based on features only or on both features and spot. Then there's a follow-up question if you can give me the answer on that.
This training covers all trading aspects, both future, sports, or it covers it. It all tells you how you can stay away from loss and how you can trade fine. It covers all.
Okay, a follow-up. It covers it all. But now with the stop loss, we're talking about stop loss. Is there any stop loss on spot trading, or the stop loss is on futures only? Because I want us to be clear, because most of us are new on trading and we don't want to lose. Instead, we want to make profit, a little profit, rather to make a little profit daily than to make a big profit and make a big loss daily. Thank you.
Yes, Mr.
Okay.
DeNiro?
In stop loss on futures, and there are some other platforms that you can also use stop loss on spot also. Yeah, hello. Are you getting me?
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
yes.
you.
Hello?
We can hear you, Mr.
Hello, is my network
DeNiro.
stable?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you.
Yeah, hello. Are you guys getting me?
We are
Yes.
getting
Oh,
you. We are getting you.
Okay. Okay.
But mainly
Okay. So
the
I
stop
say then
loss is on futures.
you can use your stop loss on you can possibly use your stop loss on both. depending on the platform, if the platform provide stop loss for the boots, you can possibly use it, because mostly in futures, I use mostly stop loss on futures. On sport I don't normally use, but there are room for that too for you to use. It's possible.
Thank you, Mr. DNero. Any other questions, please, or comments?
Okay, just to comment. I'm sorry to continue. Just a comment. More especially with us who are still new, I think for me it's better to use a spot trading, because the spot trading is rather simpler than the features. Features are just complicated because there is that stop loss, which is quite not easy if you are still new, up until you learn how to analyze, then bit by bit, bit by bit. But at least with spot trading, it's quite easier. Thank you.
Yes, yes, you are right. It's very important as a newbie, on trading. You start with sports. Start with sport trading to avoid loss, because if you don't know how to trade, you don't need to go into futures at all.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Hello, ma. Yes, ma. Reverend Akinremi again.
Go ahead, Reverend Gideon.
Okay, yeah. He talks about short time or long time trade. How do we know if a trade is a short time or long time? Long time. How do we know?
That is why we all need to educate ourselves. It's very, very important. Self-education is very, very important, because in this aspect now, you need to make analysis on your own specifically to understand if that trade is a short-term trade or a long-term trade. Had it been is a video, would have maybe show some candlestick and show, and
Okay, some signal.
I don't, yeah. But since we are just on audio now, maybe with time, when our own platform comes up, we'll need to. There are some things we'll do on videos, we'll get it more better.
What are those things we can use for personal research? Like you talk of making personal research. What and what can we use for personal research before we go into trading?
Okay. There are so many books, so many ways to also get information about that trade. There are so many platforms for research. There are so many ways to search for coin, like, and how some platforms to check coin market cap. There are so many just information where you can get information about that coin you want to trade. You understand?
Yes.
You
But
try to know that coin, you want to trade, know it, and know how the coin, they past transactions about that coin, and know the amount of coin that have been bought, and what the hard cap is, and know the volumes of that coin. You need to know all those things.
Mr. DNero, I'm also thinking, there are YouTube videos on trading that gives us just the basics of trading. So I'm wondering if you would be able to maybe post one of those videos in the forums, especially for the newbies like us who have never traded before, just to know the basics of trading. I will be doing like a seminar on trading, on more trainings on trading, but if we have a YouTube video, so that we can all watch, that might help as well.
Okay. I'll work on that now.
Thank you, and thank you, Mr. DNero.
Okay, ma'am.
Any other questions or comments, please? And then we can go to general questions now as well.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, please. Go ahead,
Hello.
Madam Judith.
Thank you very much, Dr. Delia, and much appreciation to Mr. DNero. As he's speaking, at the back of my mind, I'm asking myself this question, because now I can see now the participants here are plus minus 115. We all expected to trade like everybody who is in tech. That is my first question. And if that is the question, how are those who are not in the meeting going to understand all this? Because this theory, it comes from a person who has an experience. Yeah, I'm trying to get how are we going to make the awareness of this outside there. If it's compulsory that everyone should trade. I'm also new in this, and then these are new terms for me. It's still a theory for me, not yet practical. So this is what I need to understand.
I can answer the second. I can answer the second question, and I think that the first question has been answered in previous training. That is not compulsory to trade, but Mr. DNero can talk about that. But in terms of how the rest of the community can learn, many of us have never traded before. So this is what I was saying, that we will have trainings on trading, but we need to see what the platform looks like before we can train people. We already have 2 videos, and remember, there is a playlist with all the videos that I have created from all of the trainings since August. You can go into there and see 2 videos on trading. That will give you an idea of what is involved. However, again, when we have future trainings on trading, once we know what the platform is like, we will have audios, and I will also create the video, which will go on YouTube, that can be shared throughout the platforms, so that people will learn the basics of trading. So I hope that answers your second question. And Mr. DNero, am I right to say trading is not compulsory? Or any of other leaders? Does
Yes,
everybody
trading is
have?
not compulsory.
Okay. It's not compulsory.
Yes, it's not compulsory for everybody to trade, but if you want to make more profit, that is when you can dive into trading.
Okay, thank you, Mr. DNero.
Thank you very
much.
Okay. Any other questions, please? General questions?
Now, Alona,
good evening.
when we go to live,
Sorry, can I say something?
Reverend Gideon, can you give somebody else a chance to ask a question, please? I'll go to Mr. Bonema, and I'll come back to you, Reverend Gideon. I'll go to Mr. Bonmaro. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Bonmaro.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. Good evening to the house and everyone in the house. Okay, my question is about the staking of a coin. So I wanted to know, if you didn't do your KYC, can you be able to stake some of your coin? The reason why I'm asking this is the children that are giving the coin, one coin, some of them are still under it. So cannot be any way so that they can stake their coin. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bonmaro. Who can answer that? Any leaders in the house of Mr. DNero? Is Mr. Francis there? Any leaders? I saw Chief of Staff, but he has left.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, go ahead,
Yeah,
Mr.
hello,
DNero. Go
maybe I
ahead.
can.
Mr. Reverend Gideon, Mr. DNero is speaking. Go ahead, Mr. DNero.
In terms of the staking of those coins, I think our advice, let the exchange comes up first, and if possible, even without staking, you can still leave the coin on their wallet while it grows. You understand? But you can still stake. It depends. But I believe let the exchange comes live first, then you will see the staking. Then
I think that
we'll know
the question, the question, Mr. DNero, is if a person has to do their KYC in order to stake. That's the question.
No, normally before you stake or before you make a withdrawal or you make any transaction, you need to do your KYC in any platform that you're going into. It's normal. If you don't do your KYC, you cannot withdraw, you cannot run any transactions on that exchange. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DNero. Mr. Samuel, your hand, you wanted to speak. You had a question, Mr. Samuel Dadzi. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good evening to the house.
Good evening.
Yeah. Talking about the trading, those who want to learn about the trading, there's an app called Meta Trader 5. With that app, when you download and you register, they will give you free amount of money that you do it for free. You learn it. It's an app that beginners use to learn how to trade. So that's where me too, I'm learning how to trade over there. So people who want to learn how to trade can download that app at the Play Store. And if you know someone who know about trading, you show it to the person will show you how to do it small before you get to the main one, our exchange. Thank you very much.
Oh, such valuable advice, Mr. Samuel Dadzi. Okay, MetaTrader 5 is an app that we can. Could you let us finish speaking, Mr. Pius, before you ask your question? So Mr. Samuel gave us some very good information for the beginners who want to learn how to trade. Download the app MetaTrader 5, and we will learn how to get the basics of trading. And as we spoke a while ago, that a video will be posted, and we will also do trainings on that. So we don't have to worry, those of us who want to trade. Yes, Mr. Pius, you can go ahead now, please.
Good evening, Madam Samuel.
Hello.
Good evening to the house. Please, I want to ask a question, and my question goes like this. Please, can I ask something that is outside the trading aspect, or just only around the trading? Any question?
No, general questions are fine too, Mr. Pius. Go ahead.
Okay. My question goes like this. I want to know. It's like I've asked the question before. I need to know: is there any way update on the number of actions? The number of actions. Is there any way we can get notified about that? Because we need to know so that those of us who are working to expand the base, let us be having updates on periodically how we are going and all that, so that we motivate people who are working.
Okay, thank you for your question, Mr. Pius. This is a question that only Chief Abundance can answer. But right now there's a lot going on. We are getting ready to launch, and he is very busy with a lot of things. So let's exercise patience so that that question can be answered in due time.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? We have 5 more minutes for questions.
Yes,
Anybody else?
my name is Emmanuel.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
This
Mr.
is Mr.
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Christian. Yes, you
Yes,
first,
yes,
and
yes.
then Mr. Cryptochemist. Go ahead, Mr. Emmanuel.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to ask this question regarding, we know we're talking about, the moderator talking about future trade and spot trade and the many of them, and which is likely found in Binance and so many other exchanges. And I don't know the features of tax exchange, and I believe it will come with a full package, all the features in the midst of the exchange. Are you hearing me, man?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
So I'm just saying that I believe strongly that all the features that makes an exchange durable will come with tags so that people can actually do their trade, either future or sports. Though I never know the package that is coming with that exchange, all the features. But I don't know. I believe strongly that since it's almost like a blockchain or an exchange, we are believing that the feature should be superb, that we can actually exercise some training, some trade, like a future trade and spot trade within the tag ecosystem. Thank you.
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
Thank you
definitely.
So,
So
yeah.
definitely the tag exchange will definitely come with all the necessary features necessary. You understand? And it's possible to even have additional extra AI features, because from most of the newly exchanges coming up now, there are so many new development also coming into the system. So I believe tag exchange will also have more of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DNero. Mr. Cryptochemist, it's your turn. Mr. James, Mr. Blair James, you
Good
go ahead.
afternoon, good evening, Doc. I must say,
Hello.
quite an interesting and very informative and educational discussion this evening. And thanks to the trainer, Mr. Delano, putting on such an awesome training this evening. So, what I want to say, my input is that for those of us that are in tech, for some of us that have never traded before, it's not a rush. It's not a rush for you to get into to start and trade, because we have to learn. You have to learn this thing. It's very important. We have 95%. Studies show that 95% of traders actually lose money, right? And there are very few that actually win, make it big inside of these trades. So we have to be very careful in terms of going forward, trading. There's a lot of information out there in regards to training. So you have to go and do your research and educate yourself in regards to these candles, these candlesticks, these wicks, and all kind of different stuff. So it's very important. And yes, we're in this university, and there's nothing that can stop this university. There's a lot of very educational and very bright people inside of this university. So we just have to be careful going forward and learn as much as we can. But it's not a compulsion that each and every Asian should go and trade. I've been doing my little thing. Likewise, I've lost money. It's a learning process. But you put in only what you can afford to lose in regards to trading. Trust me, it's you must not go at trading as if it's I just want to make some quick money. No, you go and learn and learn and learn and stick it out, because it's very important for the community and for each and every individual. You don't have to be a trader in terms of trying to make money. You don't have to be a trader. It's not for everyone, you know. You can hold your cryptocurrency. You can stake your cryptocurrency. If you decide, well, I'm learning this thing, you can start entering trades. All right, Doc. So that's my little input.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Cryptochemist. Okay, one last question before we end. I think Mr. Tech, you had a question? You unmuted, so I'm thinking you have a question. Okay, he's not saying anything. Any last cohers or somebody wants to speak? Madam Vivia, you have a question?
Yes, I do. Well, it's not a question. It's probably more of a analogy based on what the speaker just now had said, and it got me thinking about a swimming pool. Actually, if it's an analogy that helps people to understand that if somebody can't swim and they've never been into a swimming pool, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to go into the shallow end, even with armbands on, as a learner, so you don't drown. And until you've actually mastered that aspect of the shallow ground and taking the armbands off and getting a little bit into the deeper end, then it's that caution. So as he was speaking, that's the kind of analogy that just came to me. You don't jump into a deep end if you can't swim. You're going to drown.
Beautiful, beautifully said, Madam Vivian. Okay, any last questions or comments, and then we'll end?
Please, can I add this?
Yes, go ahead, Mr. DNero.
So I will also want to tell the community, since it's not mandatory for everybody to trade, but we all need to know how to buy and how to sell and how to move, to do P2P, to able to move funds to our personal bank account. So we all need that one too is still trade, but it's not the other means of trade. All is still trade, but all these little ones are very, very important. Even though you don't know how to trade at all, you need to learn these ones. How you can do P2P, to move funds to your bank account, to sell to someone so that you can able to get funds, and how you can also buy tag. You need to know all those ones too. It's very important. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DNero. And Mr. DNero, I really want to thank you again for this awesome training. I mean, there was just so much to learn in what you spoke about today, and I'm even more excited. So thank you so much again. TAC family, Tiashans, I am very, very grateful for you. Thank you for attending training. Thank you for those who do that every Saturday, the committed, the consistent ones. Thank you. Thank you to the leaders in the house. And a special thank you for your patience as we await the launching of the exchange, when it's going to be live. It is not an easy job. Let me just say this. I have done programming. I'm a mathematics professor, but part of my background is also in IT, and I'm sure quite a few of you have a background in IT. It is not an easy thing. So any delays, that is normal. So let us be patient, because we do not want an exchange that has major errors in it. So let us be patient, and whilst we are waiting, let us do things. Let us to learn. Take that time to go to YouTube, study videos about staking, study videos about trading, study videos about cryptocurrency, so that when the exchange goes live, at least, other than the trainings we have provided, you will learn on your own from YouTube. I also want to remind you that in 2 weeks' time, we have our first seminar. It's going to be 4 hours. It will take the place of our normal trading. And I will continue posting the flyer every week. and I will let you all know of the link. It will be a StreamYard, so you join through YouTube. Get ready for it. Get your pen, get your paper, because there are 3 topics we are going to do that day. Will be 1 on staking, 2 on hot and cold wallets, 3 on now that we go to exchange, how you move from exchange to cashing out, all the steps that you need to take, okay? So get ready for that. Thank you so much for coming to this training. Can you unmute and say goodbye? Thank you.
Put your money intact, put your money intact, invest and show that your money come back. Put your money intact, put your money intact, invest and show that your money come back. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack, one child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack. Become financially free, join the abundance community, diaspora city. Yeah, we got global accessibility, your future, your currency. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack, one child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack. Become financially free. Join the Abundance Community Diaspora City. Contact our website or social media for more info. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack, one child, one youth, one tack.